Ukrainian SOF operators eliminate Russian infiltrator in swift combat operation. Operators of the UA_REG team unit of Ukraine Special Operations Forces successfully tracked down and eliminated Russian infantry who attempted to infiltrate Ukrainian positions and conceal himself in a tree line within the unit's area of responsibility. The footage released by the unit on its official Telegram channel captures the rapid combat operation, highlighting the effectiveness of Ukrainian special forces in detecting and neutralizing enemy personnel operating near frontline defensive positions. According to the unit, the Russian soldiers sought to move undetected through the area and establish a hidden position within a wooded belt located near Ukrainian Defense Forces positions. Tree lines and forested strips have become a common feature of the battlefield, often providing concealment for reconnaissance teams, assault groups, and individual soldiers attempting to approach enemy lines without being observed. However, despite the cover offered by the terrain, the infiltrator was quickly identified by Ukrainian operators. Once the enemy's location was confirmed, SOF personnel launched a targeted search and clear operation designed to prevent the Russian soldier from gaining a foothold or gathering intelligence on Ukrainian positions. The released footage shows Ukrainian special forces methodically moving through the area, maintaining control of the engagement while narrowing the search zone around the suspected enemy position. The operators employed coordinated tactics to secure the tree line and ensure that the infiltrator had no opportunity to escape or continue his mission. According to comments provided by the fighters alongside the video, the entire operation was completed in just 4 minutes. The short time frame underscores the speed with which Ukrainian Special Operations personnel were able to detect, locate, and neutralize the threat. Such missions require a combination of battlefield awareness, intelligence gathering, communication, and tactical precision, particularly when operating in terrain that can provide significant concealment for enemy troops. Execution. The actions of the UA_REG team operators demonstrate the continued effectiveness of Ukrainian Special Operations Forces in responding to such threats. By rapidly identifying enemy movements and conducting precise clearing operations, SOF units help maintain the integrity of defensive positions and reduce the risk posed by hostile reconnaissance and infiltration attempts. The combat footage released by the unit provides another example of the close-range engagements that continue to take place along active sectors of the front. Meanwhile, 3 Russian servicemen voluntarily surrendered to Ukrainian forces after being located and guided by a Ukrainian drone in a remarkable battlefield operation, according to footage released by Ukraine's defense forces. The drone operators conducting aerial reconnaissance spotted the 3 Russian soldiers concealed in vegetation. The UAV crew then compelled the troops to lay down their weapons and signaled their intention to surrender. Video from the operation shows the soldiers emerging from bushes with their hands raised above their heads, clearly demonstrating their willingness to give themselves up rather than continue fighting. After confirming their surrender, Ukrainian forces used the drone as an aerial guide, directing the men along a safe route toward a designated rendezvous point. The soldiers followed the UAV across the battlefield until they reached Ukrainian positions. The operation concluded without incident, with all 3 Russian servicemen successfully arriving at the agreed location and entering Ukrainian custody. The surrender highlights the growing role of unmanned aerial systems on the modern battlefield, not only in reconnaissance and combat operations, but also in facilitating the capture of enemy personnel without further bloodshed. According to Ukrainian officials, the 3 soldiers have now been added to Ukraine's prisoner exchange pool, potentially making them part of future prisoner swap negotiations between Kyiv and Moscow. The released footage underscores both the effectiveness of Ukrainian drone operators and the increasing number of Russian troops choosing surrender over continued combat amid the ongoing war. At the same time, the Ukrainian drone operators from the Fatum Unmanned Systems Battalion of the 60th Separate Mechanized Brigade have successfully destroyed multiple pieces of Russian military equipment during combat operations in the Lyman direction, further weakening the occupiers' combat capabilities and logistical support network. According to reports from the battlefield, Fatum operators conducted a series of precision strikes against Russian targets, eliminating a BM-21 Grad multiple launch rocket system that had been used to shell positions of Ukraine's defense forces. The destruction of the rocket system represents a significant blow to Russian firepower in the area. In addition to the Grad MLRS, Ukrainian drone crews targeted and destroyed an ATS-59G artillery tractor, a self-propelled artillery system, a courier unmanned ground vehicle, and several units of Russian automotive equipment. The successful strikes demonstrate the growing effectiveness of Ukrainian unmanned systems in locating and neutralizing enemy assets far behind the front line. Military analysts note that attacks on logistical infrastructure can have a cumulative effect on battlefield performance, reducing the enemy's operational tempo and limiting its ability to conduct offensive actions. The destruction of transport vehicles not only creates immediate material losses, but also complicates the overall supply chain supporting Russian forces in the Lyman sector. The latest strikes highlight the increasing role of drone warfare in modern combat and underscore the continued efforts of Ukrainian forces to weaken Russian military capabilities through precision targeting and sustained pressure on critical support assets. As fighting continues in the Lyman direction, Ukrainian drone operators remain focused on identifying and destroying high-value targets, further eroding the combat effectiveness of Russian troops operating in the area.
Хирург, отхода, хирург! Хирург! Стоять! Назад!